My fiancé Jared and I had been together for about 4 to 5 years when we decided it was time to take the next step. So when thinking about marriage and our lives ahead together, there was the question of the proposal. And typically it's usually the guy that proposes. But me being who I am and for us believing that our relationship was always about being an equal partnership, I decided that I wanted to propose as well. He got down on one knee and proposed first and said all the things he wanted to say. And when he was done saying that, I kind of forgot in that moment that I wanted to propose back. So I had been carrying around this ring for weeks because the proposal was still a surprise. We knew we wanted to get married, but when the proposal was going to happen was something that was a little more up in the air, and that was supposed to be the surprise piece of it all. And when he got down and said all the things he wanted to say, then I remembered to take out my ring and propose right back. And both of us were kneeling on the ground. There were these couple next to us that was taking a video just randomly like, oh, this is interesting. And there were like cars that were slowing down on the street trying to watch what was happening. And but in that moment, it sounded like everything stood still and it was just both of us. When we decided to get married, we actually discussed this beforehand because when we started talking about, proposals and rings, I said, hey, what do you think of me proposing to you? And at the moment he was silent for a bit and he said, oh, wow, that's actually a really, refreshing idea, because I think proposals can be a lot of pressure on the guy to like plan this, elaborate proposal, and sometimes it can feel like you're doing it alone. I wanted him to know that I was choosing him too, and that he didn't only have to choose me, and that we were in this together, and that he didn't have to do it alone. He wears his ring really proudly. He doesn't leave the house without it every day, even though he's not someone that wears jewelry. If you ask him yourself, he'll say that it's a symbol of us and a reminder of that even amidst everything that's going on in life, that we always have each other. When women do things that men might more traditionally do, I think that is often met with a reaction that is a mix of shock and disbelief, and sometimes also awe. But when my friends heard about our proposal and heard about how it happened, I think that they were all kind of like pleasantly surprised. And some from our friends even got in touch with us and said, hey, that was really inspiring. It's something that we will want to do too when we get married and when we get engaged. And that was heartening to hear. I don't think there necessarily needs to be a fixed set of responsibilities for a guy or for a girl to adhere to in a relationship. Because ultimately, love is a choice, and that willingness to be responsible for the growth of your relationship so that both parties can thrive is something that should occur regardless of gender roles. And at the end of the day, it's about figuring out what works best for you to build the best partnership possible together.